There's some great news for movie lovers. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting released revised SOPs for cinemas, allowing them to operate at 100% capacity. And of course, all theatres will have to adhere to the strict COVID-19 norms. In his statement, Minister of Information and Broadcasting Prakash Javadekar said, "It is good news for moviegoers that cinemas have been allowed to operate at 100% occupancy. We will encourage online bookings and staggered shows, and moviegoers can eat inside the cinema halls." Several films were lined up for release but were postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Ayushmann Khurrana's Gulabo Sitabo and Akshay Kumar's Lakshmi were the first few movies to be released on an OTT. There were reports that Akshay Kumar's Bell Bottom may be headed for an OTT release, but now with this good news, we can hope to see the superstar on the big screen. Akshay Suryavanshi was also slated to release in March 2020 but was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. There were reports of Salman Khan's Radhe Your Most Wanted Bhai skipping the theatrical release. However, Salman released an official statement on social media confirming the release of his film in theatres. "Sorry that it took me so long to respond to the request of all the theatre owners. It was difficult to take such a big decision at that time. I can understand the plight of theatre owners and exhibitors. So I have decided that Radhe will be released in theatres," Salman wrote. Meanwhile, Ayushmann Khurrana added a clause for one of his upcoming films. Ayushmann, who has wrapped up the shooting for Chandigarh Kare Aashiki, added the no OTT clause for the film. The actor wanted to be sure before signing a film, as a lot of films were being released on various streaming platforms due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Some other big releases to look forward to are Brahmastra starring Ranbir Kapoor, Alia Bhatt and Amitabh Bachchan, and 83 starring Ranveer Singh, which were postponed due to the pandemic. Here's a look at the standard operating procedures that cinemas have to follow. Maintaining social distancing norms, staggered row-wise entry and exit of the audience to avoid overcrowding. In a multiplex, a show's beginning, interval and end should not coincide with another show. Use of apps, QR codes, etc. to order food online rather than going to the counter. Availability of hand sanitizers at entry, exit and common areas. Sufficient time to be left between screenings to allow for staggered entry and exit of the audience. Cinemas to be sanitized after every screening, and regular cleaning of common areas such as box office, F&B counters, washrooms, etc.